Keep listening to Boom Radio. Don't touch that dial. Boom Radio all the way.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Oladolupo and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. If you're just joining us for the very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the bar, like I said, where we give you everything sports, entertainment, politics, and everything else in between. Everything else in between could be anything else in between. So sit back and relax as we enjoy today's show. Today we're going to be talking about the EFCC is in the news again with quite some hefty allegations against people in the electricity sector. Also, the new governor, the new inaugurated governor, has already hit the ground running with a few of his appointments, which can we say that it is surprising to some people and maybe not so surprising. We will get around to that as well. The customs are in the news, a lot of news here and there, still also a lot of sports as well. So sit back and relax as we enjoy today's show. I'm in the studio with Shola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the bar once again. Let's go, people.
Okay, so we're starting with the EFCC. Okay, so just wanted to put this out there. President Tinubu is back in the country, for anybody asking. At the bar yesterday, he was on his way back. Now I think it's safe to, it's not safe to say he's actually back. Let's not be funny. He's actually back in the country. So just wanted to put that out there. Also, there's been news that the Indian Prime Minister is coming to Nigeria, I think Saturday and Sunday, is on a three-country tour or something. I think it's going to Nigeria, Brazil, I think Guyana or something like that. So anyway, I'm sure that there's a lot of preparation going into that. He's not been in Nigeria in years, so it's kind of something. Anyway, now let's go to part of the original gist of today. As the EFCC chairman or the EFCC boss has alleged that there's a lot of fraud going in the electricity sector, and he had alleged that one of the major reasons that, as much as there is a security angle to a lot of things, he also is saying that there are a lot of substandard equipment that is being used, that people perpetrate fraud. So okay. Before we continue, you have a comment. Chief Coco says, I would like to apologize to Shola. That boy named Osimhen is something else. His head rockets the football like Shakabula. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon from here, sir.
Apologies accepted. Fully accepted. Without any boasting.
Yeah, sure. You don't want to do just a little bit.
No, we're family.
We're family. Okay, we literally will get to that actually, because I think I will be asking SR later in the show about the possible lineup you think that we'll see from the Super Eagles team that will be playing tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, we'll definitely get to that. Now, so let's go back to the allegations of the EFCC chairman and saying that a lot of the power outages of the national grid is not just about insecurity, which we have been led to believe that there's a lot of insecurity issues happening there, which I'm not saying that is wrong. Just over the weekend on Saturday, there was the conversation about, there were videos actually of, I think there was a power line that was struck down and all that. So that part, that we cannot take away. But now he is now saying that there's another angle to it, that there's a lot of fraud that is linked to the electricity sector, especially the use of poor and substandard materials.
Definitely something to agree with. To be honest, we know that this happens a lot even in our homes, it happens everywhere. Everybody's trying to cut corners. Everybody's trying to, play smart. Nobody really wants to make money, even when it's legitimate business, For instance, these interlock tiles that they use, those blocks.
Yeah.
Do you know they come in different variations?
Yeah,
there's
different
a 6
sizes,
mm, there's a 9 mm, and someone had given a contractor money to, interlock a part of his street. And the man ended up charging them for 9 mm and installing 6 mm, blocks. But they got to him in the process of the thing. And this is what the EFCC chairman is also alleging. And they say they have proof and they've been working on it. According to him, according to the chairman of the EFCC, when he was speaking to the House committee, he said that you would cry when you hear some of the fraud that is being perpetrated in the power sector.
Okay, so hold on to that thought. As Peterman says, no, don't allow the chief to Maradona his way. Was he not the one that said Lookman was better than Osimhen?
Chief is our person, so
well, let this one slide. Let this one slide.
You know what I like is how people don't forget these things. Because even the internet does not forget.
Oh, it doesn't.
So
I'm waiting for what BT616 will say. He has not said anything because he was a serious Osimhen hater.
These things happen. I think at some point he brought it upon himself.
Yeah.
With that is stupid rant, and maybe he would not do that again. I pray for his career, because this guy is talented. And I was watching a snippet of an interview Etim Essen had granted, and one of his regrets was that he didn't go to any World Cup. Now, when you're talking about talent, there's always this comparison thing that I hate a lot. People will tell you Whiskey is better than Davido. I don't like it. I believe that everybody has their own. But people, they don't stop comparing Etim Essen and JJ Okocha. Etim came before JJ. But I'm telling you for real, for those of us that were blessed to have watched these two play, you will know that Etim was on one particular level. But he was just not serious about his career. There was a time when he left the under 20 camp. He left the camp because he was probably the only one that had a car at that time in that camp. And he got shot. His car was stolen. And guess what? The whole nation was still praying for him to make the World Cup, which is eventually the Junior World Cup. I think
he couldn't make it.
I think he did, but it's not the same. Someone that was shot in the legs and all of that. Do you understand? But the guy was amazing, and that's what I pray for young players like Osimhen, that they don't fall into that trap and learn from the ones that came before them.
Yeah,
you get. So, staying with the first story, which is the power sector scams that have been talked about. Really and truly, we focus too much on the sabotage, which we know is something that is ongoing.
Yeah.
There's always that conspiracy theory also. At times, conspiracy theories are real. So at times, but they just...
Conspiracy theories about what?
I was going to establish that. At times they are real, at times they're just conjecture. But who benefits the most when our power doesn't work? Where do people get alternative power? They need to buy fuel. They need to buy petrol, gas, and diesel. So all sorts of conspiracy theories in the air.
Yeah.
Because some people must definitely sabotage the system for these other things to happen the way they are happening. You get? But having said all of that, the real issue now is what's going to happen to the people that they have proof,
Yeah, this time that maybe they're not done with the investigation yet. But it really is another angle we need to look at, because the honest truth is that in the past couple of weeks, the conversations that have been going on is about the insecurity. And I'm not saying that it's not there. But like you had said, it's actually a thing in this country, how you give people stuff, you contract people to do work, but they never really get the job done properly. There's always one issue or another, or people are giving substandard things, all this very, very funny funny things that happen. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, it's not. I saw it when I saw the news. I'm like, okay, it's not new to Nigeria. However, one will not. Well, okay, I think that's the part where maybe I was a bit shocked that at that level, see, fraud. If you're talking about fraud, you're talking about maybe I would have thought the idea was, oh, maybe this thing is supposed to cost let's say 50 million, and then you charge 70 million for it.
Yeah.
But what he is
at
saying,
least you deliver
exactly
the value, the quality.
It's power and all that. What he is even saying is that they're not even delivering the proper quality for the. So you hear that there's a lot of wires burning. There's a lot of a transformer is down because those things are substandard.
See, Dolupo, I just can't wrap my head around it at times, but the level that people will go to cut corners. We were traveling and our plane was sent back, to Nigeria for some reasons, and the airline had to put us up in hotels. Those of us who were in the first batch of buses were taken to a very nice hotel not far away from the airport. There was a guy and a lady that we had been talking on the plane. And when I got there, I didn't see them, but we had exchanged numbers. So they called me and said, oh, they're at the hotel. I said, no, I don't see you guys. I said, I'm in the lobby. They said, lobby, the lobby, there's nobody in the lobby. Guess what Nigerian staff of that airline had done? They were supposed to take all of us to the same hotel, but they decided to take some people to a cheaper hotel. So by the time they reconcile their accounts, they would just say that they are taking everybody
to that hotel, and then
until those guys
it is so really ridiculous.
That in every corner, everywhere, you see people who are trying. They don't care what happens.
So what exactly is the root cause? Are we going to say that people
grew
up?
It's greed.
Are we going to say that people are raised in a system where everybody's looking to cut corners? Not everybody though, because see, and I'm not glorifying any of these things. I'm just saying that, especially things that have to do with power. And you now wonder, like, these things could actually cause major damage. Do you understand? I'm like, make it make sense. It's not a matter of maybe the least you can do, and I'm not saying that is right, but the least you can at least do is overcharge for something. But do not ask for money for something and then give people substandard. It's ridiculous.
Like look, it's all around us. So if they're doing it in the power sector, you really shouldn't be surprised and shocked about it. They don't even care that maybe their family members will partake of it because they definitely are on the grid.
You're just making money,
but they don't care. Their own is that at least they're making a quick buck, and they're flexing. I can go on and on and on about how these things affect our lives, and people just think that they're just cutting corners.
Oh yeah,
it's disheartening at times. Do you know how someone had been told he had to overhaul the engine of his car, and he ended up going to buy original parts, and he dropped it with the mechanic thinking,
and then they switch it. And they switch it.
Then what happens? At the end of the day, the man thinks he's doing the right thing, but they're going to make him believe that he doesn't even know what he's doing. So take this and expand it to the power sector. There are places where they're supposed to buy some 9.5 or 9.3 mm cables and conductors. They're buying 5 and 6 point, which is smaller, which means that it will burn faster.
It will burn faster. It can't carry the kind of electricity.
And you know what that means is that rather than correct that problem, they would now put in a requisition to say, we need to fix these things. This is what government should pay, and government will pay again.
It definitely is just ridiculous.
But what are they going to do? What are they going to do to those people?
I really hope that the EFCC actually prosecutes this investigation, sees the light of day, and there is actually some major prosecution when it comes to these things. That's what I'm hoping, because I will not think that the EFCC or the EFCC boss would say this kind of thing and would just let things slide. So just wanted to, I hope that happens. Now, moving on from that quickly, the Defense Ministry has now handed over 3 new helicopters to the Navy.
Yeah.
So they've handed 3 Augusta Westland 109 tracker helicopters to the Nigerian Navy. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so this choppers are different from the ones that have the tires and all. This one, they have the landing frame. If you look at the video or the picture of it, which they say gives it more stability according to the experts. But again, they are also fitted, for travel. It has an alternative tank that allows it travel longer than most helicopters would. Choppers are used for very short trips and all of that. But this particular one could have a trip that I think could fly as much as like 3 hours plus. So that's a big deal. That means you can actually use that chopper to go further, which also means that for search and rescue, or even because it's fitted with leather seats and all of that. So even if it's for search and rescue or for VIP movements and everything, the Nigerian Navy, of course, has taken, possession of something of big value, and it's 3 units of it.
Okay, now moving on from that quickly, just want to put it out there. The customs has also intercepted 22 containers of contraband goods worth over 46 billion naira in Rivers State.
Yeah, on a port, for a lot of people who are always talking about how ports is just Lagos, is just on a port has been very active for about 2 years, if not more than that. And it's been moving a lot of goods, which means it's easier for people in the southeast and the south to ship their goods directly, to that access. They will save cost on logistics and
however,
which will help with the cost. But on a port has also recorded a high number of people trying to bring in weapons. They're trying to bring in guns and live ammunition.
Yeah, and I think it's because there's probably not as much attention on a port like Lagos Port.
Yeah,
so maybe,
but what's the guarantee that they're not doing or trying to do the same thing in Lagos too? From time to time, they have those reports too where you hear about how these things have happened or are happening. However, the beauty of it is that this particular seizure, I think, of contraband is over a period of 6 months, and they're talking about the cost of clearance, I think about over 45 or 46 billion worth.
Yeah.
Then by the time you now look at the street value of those things,
yeah,
you now look at how much these people are really, trying to destroy Nigeria with. They're talking about, illicit drugs. There's something that even caught my attention, the donkey skin. And I'm like, what? What is that for? Is that some kind of aphrodisiac or something? I don't know. Whatever it is, yeah.
Whatever you're using it for, yeah. We'll be here. Anyway, moving on from that. Now let's go on to a bit of politics, yeah? First things first. Okay, before we get to that, the federal government has actually now selected an additional 90,000 Nigerians for cohort 3 of its 3 MTT program. And if I'm correct, that is a program of the Ministry of ICT.
Yeah. That's Bosun Tijani's ministry. And they started this thing last year. They're on part 3 of it now. And it's actually an amazing program. I've been following it. I've been checking out what they're doing. And, you find that a lot of young Nigerians and even older Nigerians are joining these cohorts, and they're acquiring different skills. In fact, I think some members of the cohort too should be on their way to China as we speak. They were selected as a group that will go there to acquire more skills and go on a trip. For that, some of the people who finished the cohort 1, they got laptops and dongles and browsing equipment and everything. Basically, empowerment at its finest, because for every one of those people who use the skills that they've acquired, they become earners on themselves. They get their own income. Then they are off the labor market. You get. So it's such a beautiful thing. In cohort 1, I've seen some people even who were former military. All sorts of people were actually, joining the cohorts and all of that. And these are things that have direct impact on people. I just hope that they could expand it more.
Okay. Anyway, so moving on from that quickly, and then we're going all the way to Edo State. So we're going to be talking a lot of Edo and Ondo State. We know that inauguration is happening in Edo and elections is happening in Ondo State. But before we go to Ondo State, Edo State. Now, between yesterday and today, there's been a lot of conversation about the appointments that the governor has done. The new governor, there is a new governor now. In case you do not know, his name is Okpebholo, and he has made a few appointments. First day, there's now a secretary to the state governor in the person of Barrister Musa Ikilo, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Samson Osage. There is Chief Press Secretary Fred Itwa, which we had talked about yesterday. Now, the one that seems to have gotten a lot of people talking is the appointment of Dr. Cyril Adams Oshiomhole. Does that ring a bell?
It does ring a bell. The name rings a bell. I don't know the person.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
but the name rings a bell.
The medical doctor is now the Commissioner for Health, and he is the son of Senator Adams Oshiomhole. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the gist?
That is the gist. You ask me what's the gist.
So this is some kind of quid pro quo, right?
I don't know.
Daddy helps his younger friend to become governor. Governor pays daddy back by employing daddy's son. Is that what's happening here?
I don't know.
You know, because what are the things that make him qualified? He's a doctor. He's from Edo State.
Yeah.
And he's of age. Abi?
He's 49 years old.
Yeah,
oh, is that old? Oh, wow.
He's skilled, you know. If this is an aside. If Senator Adams Oshiomhole has a 49-year-old son,
I'm shocked too. I'm trying to check how old he is.
He must be 80 something. He must be old.
No,
he's
not
supposed to be
80
70
something
something
now.
though. He's in his 70s. But isn't that amazing, right?
I would not have thought that he was that old. I never thought that he was that old. Oh, yeah, he's 72.
Yeah. Remove 49 from 72. Me, I don't know math. So I need to get to the bottom of
Oh,
this.
my God. 72?
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing this on the Boomba?
Yes, now 72 minus 49. What do we have?
23.
Bros, you're not a super striker.
But he's actually the first child of him and his late wife. So it's not like as if he's one child from
I didn't say that he's not a legitimate one. I'm just saying that Baba don't they drop as early as 23.
Yeah.
At 23, some of us were still in uni or trying to.
Chief Odikoko says, may we not be ruled by father, son, and grandson.
Sure you get.
Okay, so I have an issue. I know that this thing is like a thing, especially in like the Southwestern Yorubas. They're always going on about how they're not going to serve the father and serve the son and all that. You know, it's a thing that you hear a lot. Is it a bad thing?
Is it good?
Or is it bad?
It's a good.
Especially, okay, if take for example, a father becomes a governor of a state or king. When it comes to kings and dynasty, doesn't that same thing happen? But it happens now, and nobody talks about it.
Is it a dynasty? It's a democracy.
Exactly. However, it's a democracy, but it could actually still happen.
Look, smirks of nepotism. Let us just look at it from different perspectives and different angles. Are these the only people that are eminently qualified? Do you understand? I think it smirks of a lot of nepotism. To me, how do you define nepotism? You understand?
Okay, so I want to check a bit of his biography or his education. Let's see, maybe just maybe he
he's the best doctor in Edo State.
No, he at least see if he's qualified.
He's the only doctor that's qualified.
I didn't say he's the only. I said his formal education. It began at St. Anne's Primary School, attended Command Secondary School. Then he went to ABU actually at Okpebholo University, where he got his MBBS. Oh, shocking! Actually, I would have thought that maybe his medical degree was maybe outside the country. I honestly, I would not have. Shocking, very shocking.
You know, his dad was based up north at some point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying is that, you know, this kind of people, you would have expected that at least their first degree. So, and then he attended, Tulane University School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine in New Orleans, where he has a Master's of Science in Public Health, specializing in environmental health, toxicology, and disaster management. He's also continued his postgraduate training in clinical research at Harvard University in Boston. He also has studies, followed by studies in gastroenterology in Queen Mary University in London.
We are wasting time on this topic.
So it's...
Let me just do some calculation for you. So he's 49. In 8 years' time, how old will he be?
57.
57, Abi?
Yeah. So Chifoni Koko says Olusegun Oshoba's son is also serving a second term in the House of Reps. He's being prepped for Governor of Ogun. Same with Sheyi Tinubu.
To be honest, Nigeria's way... Yeah, you know there's a state in the north where the father was a governor, the son is a senator.
Yeah.
And another one is House of Rep member.
Yeah. But okay.
In Kano, daddy was a governor. His friend became governor. They had a falling out. Then daddy's son-in-law is now governor. Abi?
Okay, but
Is that not
George
the
Bush
scenario?
and his father, George Bush Sr. and Jr. were presidents.
Governors in different states.
Yeah. What happened?
Doesn't make it right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that people should not have careers.
I'm saying that everybody makes it seem like it's
George
a
Bush
Nigerian
Sr.
thing.
had more than one son that was governor. Beyond
It's
George
not.
Bush
It's
Jr.
not even. It's not a Nigerian thing.
I'm just worried. The way we do it is amazing. Like we go all the way out. I know it's not a Nigerian thing. Hillary Clinton wanted to be president.
Yeah,
her husband was president.
the
I get
husband-
that. At least they didn't allow her one way or the other. Sha. But what we're saying in essence is that why do we make it so obvious? Look, the man heavily campaigned for Okpebholo. He did a whole lot of stuff. And the first appointment he makes is the man's son. I don't know, man. I don't know, Sha. Me, I just feel, Sha, that at the end of the day, there should be a way to separate. Except my son is going to go into politics. I'm in politics, and he wants to make his own way. But it's a lie now. As soon as they hear your name, it starts to open doors for him. Maybe if I share son too is trying to get into politics one way or the other.
Yeah.
And again, Obanikoro did it. His son was also in the House of Rep for about 2 times or so.
Yeah.
He just lost a few months ago. He would have returned again for the 3rd time or thereabout. So, but we've just basically turned the country into some kind of dynasty where, you know, let's keep it in the family. But I just have a problem with the fact that you might be depriving other people of a chance because, you know, that is connected. Yeah, you might have other comments.
Okay, so Chifo Nikoko says Shola not true. His second son Jeb Bush was 2-time governor of Florida. George was governor of Texas. Oh yeah, that's was exactly what he said, that he had 2 different sons, two different states. Yeah,
that's why I said he had a son in another state that was a governor. That one just didn't become president.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, but the honest truth, and I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to, you know, be also rational. Is that, and I'm not saying like as if they have cracked the code in Nigeria, but I'm saying that would it really be a bad thing, especially if you have maybe like in a case where a father did really well. Okay, take for example, one governor or one former governor that I think most people agree that
Fashola.
Yes. Would it be weird if a couple of years down the line his son wants to be governor?
Are these things transferred genetically? Like, because his father was good does not mean the son will be good now.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
but
not
what
saying
if
that
he
son
is?
will not be a good administrator. But what if he's not?
What if he is?
What if he's not?
I get your point that what if he's not, but what if he is?
We
can't know if he's not given the chance.
If we don't risk it by giving it to him. You know, after all, Daddy was a great governor.
He was a good governor.
You must be a good governor too.
You must have sense.
I beg you.
I'm just saying.
I don't know, Sha, but nepotism has a definition. Maybe people should look it up. You know?
Oh, okay. So Chifodi Koko says the Bush family were on the first boats that arrived in America. The Pilgrim boats. They are American blue bloods.
Now then get them. They own it. I totally get that. Speaking about America, I'm wondering how Dolupo has refused to be talking about Donald Trump and all his appointments and all the things that's going on.
Shivori goes, that's what's wrong with Dolupo this morning. Is it the full moon? What did I do? What did I do? I'm just being realistic. Like, whoever says that he can't do well.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Nepotism, Sha.
Okay, so you're going to say that in next couple of years, if we're not going to ever give a chance, and I'm not saying that, I'm not from Lagos State anyway. If Tinubu wants to be governor of Lagos State.
Like I said, first, is he eminently qualified?
But I just reeled out the
what I'm saying.
The CV of
the guy. I did not say he's not qualified. Even before you read out the CV, the fact that he's a medical doctor alone shows that he can be commissioner of health or anything. Didn't we have somebody that was in another department that is health? The recent cabinet reshuffle by President Tinubu, didn't you bring some people from other?
Yeah,
that's not what I'm just saying. That look, again, there's always this mistrust that the populace has for the ruling class, and they never fail to confirm that mistrust with their appointments of their cronies or their friends or their nephews and nieces and aunties and uncles and all of that. Go and check out Osun State. Just go check out Osun State. Then you understand what I'm saying. And it's not there alone. In Kwara, at some point in time, they had a particular family that more or less dominated the state until the people said, Otoge. Do you get?
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying that it will not be so.
Why did the people say Otoge?
Because they were not getting proper governance. That's it. I feel that whatever way we might look at it as nepotism, or if maybe you want to form a dynasty, if the people that are given the opportunity, if they're doing really well, I don't think people will really bother that much.
Me, I am bothered about nepotism, Sha. That there are times when you find yourself in certain positions that you could leverage on things that you're like, you know what? Let it not seem like, let it not be like. So, but hey, maybe not everybody will see things the way I say it. It's just that you might be depriving other citizens a chance to also serve when all you do is just put your paddies and their sons and their daughters in place. In Delta State too now, I think the immediate past governor, his daughter came out.
The daughter is, I think, a commission. No, she's House of Assembly member.
Assembly, we get that thing now. And you know what they usually do? Most of these politicians, what they do is that they give them these appointments or they walk them into the system so that in a few years' time, when they say they want to go for an executive role, you will not say, the guy cannot be governor. After all, he was commissioner for 8 years or for 2 terms. That's what they usually do. So most times when you hear about any popular person's child in politics, wait 4, 8 years and just you will see. It's something that we see a lot these days, and it's become the norm.
Okay, we'll see where that is going. Anyway, we'll see what is happening with the government of is it Sunday or Monday? His name Monday or Sunday?
What's today? What's today's date?
What's today's date? Today is Wednesday.
Wednesday. So today is Wednesday, Okpebholo.
Are you serious?
Right? Yes. Come and vex.
Anyway, now the newly sworn-in governor has now also announced the dissolution of executives of all boards in the state and all political appointees.
Is it even necessary to make those announcements?
In my mind, I'm like, don't they know already?
Is it not a given?
Don't they know?
A governor, especially governor from another party, had appointed you, as a political appointee. Then a new governor comes in.
Shouldn't you have passed your load by now?
In fact, after the election results came out, you should have left now.
You should have been packing your load little by little.
Is it necessary? It's not now. And, one of the interesting things that this governor has done is to suspend the collection of all levies, especially in car parks.
Yeah.
I expect that there will be an announcement very soon, and there will be a popular name that would be put in charge of that thing.
Who?
I don't know. It's just me thinking out loud. So let's wait until I am wrong or right, So, but again, one of the things that I like is him having to reiterate the fact that, look, do not collect any levies from anybody
at the moment, yeah.
And that if you, especially some of those political appointees that have found their way into the civil service, that you are gone. You are all gone.
You are gone.
You get.
So basically, since you went that route and we really never even spoke about it, I just wanted to ask, what do you think it is? Because there's been a lot of conjectures about MC Oluomo becoming the NURTW chairman. We know that it basically is a different thing for anybody that knows NURTW, especially the national. It's kind of really dominated by the northerners.
Well,
it has always been. So it kind of seems to be like a different route that this is going now. However, a lot of people have gone to talk about is more political. It is it has to do with the president, is the president's influence in it, and there's a lot of conjectures that have been going on.
The first thing is he qualified to be the chairman of the NURTW? Does he tick that box? Is it a yes? Okay, so yes. So why not? Do you understand? We just basically like the fact that I think there's a lot of Tinubu hatred going on.
Because I don't think anybody has really bothered about who NURTW chairman was.
Ask them to mention the name of the outgoing NURTW chairman or the one before that one.
Exactly.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But it's obvious, of course, MC Oluomo is an open
very popular
supporter of Bola Tinubu. And of course, he was chairman in Lagos. And, I heard about this as soon as Sego became chairman of NURTW in Lagos, that MC was moving up to the federal. At some point, people were like, he was not going to be able to achieve it. But there was an election, and he won. Now, let's not get it twisted. Yes, there might have been some kind of influence from
presidential influence.
Even if the presidency didn't get involved, people will be like, wait.
It's perceived.
Yeah, if I was involved in the elections, I'll be like, wait, this guy is close to the president and he's contesting. I don't want to allow. You know what? Let us help him and all of that. Politics is about interest, is about a whole lot of things. But I'm just surprised that we're all interested in National Union of Road Transport Workers, which a lot of people like to call Agbero. Do you understand? But they're a recognized union in Nigeria.
Oh, they are, but nobody really ever. I think that.
But suddenly we are all interested.
The Southwest even made it a lot more popular because there is NURTW everywhere. In fact, like I said,
stronger than here, sir, when you go out of Lagos.
Yeah, like I said, anybody that knows NURTW national, the Northerners had literally taken over it. I'm not sure someone from the South had ever really been a national chairman. It was really never something. So maybe because that MC Oluomo is popular, there's conjectures of how it is about politics, and they're trying to the president is trying to put his own people in different places and all that. So that's why I'm wondering, like, why is everybody suddenly so interested in who the NURTW chairman is? Most people don't like them anyway. So what's your business with whatever?
The funny thing is there are two unions. Nobody's talking about RTEA and they are more or less the same. And there are two existing unions. In Lagos, the NURTW are the guys that wear white and green. You see them at the bus stops chasing after vehicles, and they have markers like they are passing or failing buses. And of course, the other ones are the ones in yellow. They have these yellow tops and bottoms that they wear. And nobody concerned about that, right? No. Until someone that, but I think it's all tied to, being closely linked to Bola Tinubu as president and all of that. Because if it wasn't that, I'm sure a lot of people won't even
be bothered about it. Okay, so just wanted to put that out there. Anyway, Governor Otti had declared that there's free compulsory education for students in Abia State.
Yeah, starting from the 1st of January next year, all parents have now been mandated that they should send their children to school. One interesting thing that I noticed about Abia State is that they actually have a commissioner for tertiary education also, not just commissioner for education, which I find very interesting. I've never heard it before, so it's interesting that they have that. And what he has done is very, very commendable. Even if the economy was not the way it was, even if people are not complaining, the fact that you can send your child to school for free is a big deal. One of the things that's happened,
doesn't that happen in most states?
Well, I don't know all the states that have free education. Do you understand? But I know that Lagos has it.
I know it's like a thing in the southwest,
and
actually.
You find that a lot of people would even migrate because of this. Do you know how many of your friends or family members have taken their children abroad because to a certain age their kids could go to school for free?
Yeah.
I have friends that their kids were going to very expensive schools in Lagos, but they decided to immigrate and go abroad, and they tell you that, their kids are paying nothing. Do you understand? That whatever money that they could have been paying, they'll use it to relocate, to rent a house, and it's actually working for some people. They say they've done it for their kids. So that's also happened to Lagos. You find that a lot of people would drift towards Lagos because they are allowed to move and live anywhere in Nigeria because they are Nigerians, and they can be in Lagos and not get free education.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So if Abia does it, maybe that will even stem the tide of people moving all the way to Lagos or other places where they will find it. But I feel that Governor Otti must be commended for this, and it would be nice. Just picture if every state in Nigeria could declare free compulsory education. We keep talking about out of school children, and the numbers are staggering. But if it could be mandatory and free, just imagine. Mandatory in the sense that you attend it and it's free because you are not paying.
It's the mandatory part for me, because like I said, I will not say that I know with a lot of schools outside the southwest, but at least I know that to a large extent, virtually every state in the southwest, the public schools are free. Now, it's the mandatory one for me, and I hope that it is going to be, meaning that any child, Monday to Friday, or is it Tuesday
you can't
to Friday?
be seen hawking,
do you understand?
Or walking around
when you're supposed to be in school. That's the mandatory part for me, meaning that you don't have an excuse. Your child you cannot say it's, and I hope that people are probably even prosecuted for those things. So it is the mandatory part that you cannot do it. Okay, so Chifo Nikoko says, commended for free education. Like he said, and I was saying that the Southwest has been doing that since 1999. I beg. Yes, like I said, I know that the Southwest states have actually been doing that. I did not
look at it.
To be honest with you, when I saw it, I did not think there was no school, there was no state in Nigeria that didn't have free education.
But look at it this way.
My bad, but that was what I thought.
Look at it this way. If there were people in Abia, if there were parents who were worried about the quality of their education and the cost, and they want to relocate to any other place in Nigeria, maybe Abuja, they heard that there's free education in Abuja, and now their state is, they'll stay back.
But you should look at it. But also look at the insecurity. Doesn't that also negate some of these things? Like, what's the point if my child
are they not living there already? I'm talking about people who live there, regardless
True.
of the insecurity or security.
True.
A lot of people in the Southwest, they might not be happy with the Monday sit-at-home thing, but a lot of them they're helpless. They can't do anything
they don't have
about
anywhere
it,
to go.
and they have actually kind of conformed into that system. So I get insecurity. I can't wish it away, but I'm saying that even with the current situation, the parents there will be able to allow their kids to go to school, and it's free.
Okay, so now moving on from that quickly, just wanted to put this out there, as well as the federal head of service has now announced that 19 of 38 directors had failed permanent secretary qualifying exams. And you wonder, if you get to that point of wanting to be a permanent secretary and you fail the exam, what have you now been doing with your life all this while?
Well, I have questions too, but look, the thing is that 19 of 30 something, right?
Of 38.
And that means those 19 will move to the next stage. They said that the exams are in 3 stages, and they're going to do even ICT testing for them and all of that.
Yeah.
It might be some of those things that they are
So
not conversant
they're now saying
with.
that. But I'm sure that before you go to the exam, you would have been told this is what the exam is about.
Yeah, but hey, it's real. The fact that at least we even hear that some people failed shows that the exam was not.
So 50% of people that failed,
was
it
not
means that
paddy.
you are sitting in that place until you retire.
Most likely, you can't become a permanent secretary or head of service. Isn't that what it means? I'm not sure it means that they will sack you.
No, but
it just means it's like a promotion thing.
Yeah.
You won't move to the next level. Like you said, the one where you don't reach, you don't try now.
Come and be going on.
Yes. No. And again, this speaks to the quality of what we get from the civil service. I still say that I really wish that we had a system where they had proper training on a regular basis, and they had the mentality of a private sector, system in the public sector. That way, the skills that they acquire and everything will help Nigeria really move forward in leaps and bounds.
Okay, now, so coming down to Lagos State, interesting, as Lagos State, over the night, this morning, in the wee hours, this is officially wee hours of the morning, Lagos State's Ministry of Environment has moved a step higher, and not only be breaking down shanties and chasing squatters during the day, they have moved it to the wee hours, as 94 people were arrested during a midnight raid on rail track quarters around I think Penn Cinema, Agege, around that area. They said that there's been a lot of complaints about illegal squatters and miscreants around the rail track corridors, and they said that about 94 people were arrested. There was a locally fabricated shotgun that was found, and there were several wraps of illicit substances that were there were charms, and a jackknife were recovered from these suspects.
It's actually been an ongoing thing by Lagos State government. They've been moving around wee hours, like you called it. They've been doing that for months now in different parts of the state. But again, this following feedback that they had about incidences and things happening around that track, I wanted to say racetrack, around the rail track, actually. My own pain has always been the fact that how we have so much disdain for rail transport in Nigeria, to the point where we just want to...
It's okay.
Yeah,
we feel it's okay. Trade is nothing's going to happen.
The Nigerian Railway Corporation has increased the Lagos-Ibadan service. They finally increased it by one more trip on Fridays now.
Oh.
Yeah, so good news to the people who regularly use that service. But again, when you get on that train, you will find out why they're only running 2 or 3 a day. Not because they don't have, and the reason why they won't have enough customers is because people are worried about the travel time. The distance you have to go.
Yes, and I feel that if the train is faster, they will definitely, because even these ones, they always get the trains. Everybody or anybody I know, the trains are always full. Tickets are always sold out. So they will definitely have customers. So
look at the Blue Line. The Lagos Blue Line has like 1 billion trips a day from the marina to mile.
And I don't think they've come out to say that they are not.
And you know why there are no squatters on that thing? Because it's electric.
No, then part of it is like on the bridge up there. So
the part of it on the bridge is not the issue. The one that is on the floor is the entire thing is electric. That one that you are trying to bring, don't even go there. The bottom line is electric. So the one on the bridge is not electric. Go and touch it now. Go and squat there. You'll be toast. That's the thing. That's the thing. But because this one is diesel powered and all of that, people, you even see them walking across the track and the train is coming, and I'm like, the person that did this just for you is strong.
It's strong, very, very strong.
You don't know there's one thing that happens with that train. There's a pull, that there's a way you will just be transfixed.
People don't realize.
Have you heard of the meaning of Ilorin? Ilorin. That would be your case. Better get off the track. So kudos to Lagos State. You have to keep doing this. It has to be
definitely
an
has to
ongoing
be.
thing.
Definitely has to
Get
be a
them off the
continuous
tracks,
thing.
man.
Now moving on from that quickly, let's go very interesting to SR's people, SR's parties. Multi-Choice Nigeria has now announced that they lost about 243,000 subscribers in 6 months, saying that it's the economy that has made them lose customers. However, I've seen a lot of conversation on social media where a lot of people are saying that it's not just about customers, it is their programming. I saw a lot of people seemingly agree with.
Let us look at their own statistics too. 246,000 subscribers lost in 6 months, right?
Yeah.
They also lost almost 300,000 in Uganda. Is it the economy too? Is it the Nigerian economy that's affected? They even lost more subscribers in Uganda than in Zambia.
In Zambia, yeah.
In Zambia than Nigeria. Do you understand? If you take a look at it, you understand that they are just making excuses for the fact that they have failed. They have failed to remodel their business and move with the times.
With the times. So I saw someone's
expanded.
thread. I saw someone's thread.
Yeah, but
on
I don't even need anybody's
where
thread.
the person was going on about how most people, the only reason some people are still hanging on to it is football.
I don't need anybody's thread. Dolupo. I stopped paying for DSTV during COVID because they were repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Now, they also knew that they were losing money. And one of the things that they did, they're smart business people. They just cut down on their staff strength.
Yeah.
In all the countries that they are operating, I don't know what they've done. But in Nigeria, the bulk of their staff now are on a contract, on performance-based contract. So people are now looking for work all over. It's a fantastic model for them, but a terrible model for the people who work there. Because they don't have regular income anymore. The only very few people are full staff of these companies. That's one. The football that they have, the thing that they've done, I understand how expensive, in fairness to them, I understand how expensive it is to get rights to, to carry all these games and everything, and even content from other parts. But you're supposed to look at the reality of the times. They just started their Showmax, and I think that's their savior. Showmax, allows people to watch on their mobile and watch on the go. It's not the first time that DSTV is having a solution that lets you watch on the go, but it's the first time that it looks like a video on demand system, an app, just like the Netflix and the Amazon Primes of this world. They should have seen and read the future and looked at it and said, the future is mobile and people want things on the go. And the costing also is important. In the last 1 year, they've increased their subscription 3 times.
It's beginning to be very ridiculous.
People are looking at it. For instance, the cost of being on that premium service that we were on for so many years is what we used to pay for internet for the office and the house, and they still change. And with their own, whether you watch it or not, it will still be reading. You get. So there's no story. And with the internet, you can get so many things. There are several legitimate ways of watching football now, several ways of watching movies and all of that. Let's not even talk about the one that other people do, that they have thousands of series to watch on Fire Sticks and all sorts of things. So why are you not moving like that?
With the times.
You're not moving at the rate where you should be able to safeguard your business. Your business model must change. It must move from what it is now to what the world is looking at.
Okay, just want to put this out there. The Nigerian Anglican Communion has now rejected same-sex approval by the Church of England. So they're saying that the Church of England has deviated from the ideals of the Bible.
If I could ask anybody that is in charge of the Church of Nigeria, I'll ask them, why do you still need to be affiliated to the Church of England? Why do you still need that?
Yeah, it's maybe pretty much unnecessary.
Especially when you read your Bible and you understand that you are joint heirs with the Son. I don't know, Sha. It's to me, I don't know. I don't know why they still feel that they need to be affiliated to the Church of England. And you're speaking about the Church of England, the Archbishop had to resign yesterday because there was a lot of pressure about how he handled cases of abuse and that he didn't handle them well. Not like it was the one that was the abuser,
No.
do you understand? But it was the way he's said to have handled it, and that's the problem. And these are the issues. These are the real issues.
Okay. Now quickly before we go, Super Eagles. Oh, okay. So there is a comment. Bukala Medibi says they need to remodel. They're just unnecessarily expensive and just don't care. I wonder who's advising them to keep increasing the subscription.
Bam. That is exactly the problem. Beyond all of that, you just keep there was a court order about
That
them.
they had
Did they listen to it?
I'm not sure they did.
Did they adhere to it? They did not. And you think people would rather look for other options now and say, you know what, I can do without certain aspects of this your business and go with other aspects of it, you know. So for me though,
Especially,
I feel for them, but they have made money too.
Let's even be honest with ourselves. The truth is, with the way it is now, especially as regular adults, how much of TV do you watch?
Yeah.
How much of TV do you watch? So what's the point at the end of the day?
Everybody is consuming content on their mobile now.
So
you have to go to them. A lot of people are going to do it. There are times when, you know, you're watching something on YouTube and there are smart TVs everywhere now. So with internet, you can access YouTube and all the other internet on your TV. So why would you want to watch cable? That's the truth. Because even the terrestrial stations are streaming on YouTube.
Anyway.
All the news stations, they are streaming on YouTube.
Exactly.
So that's the future, and the future is now, you know?
Okay, now finally before we go, please, and we know that tomorrow Nigeria is playing the second to the last game against Benin Republic for AFCON qualifiers. We know that Nigeria just needs a draw to officially qualify. Benin Republic needs that game more than Nigeria does.
Yeah. It's a do or die for them.
So they definitely might be coming in with a lot more verve. I think from the Nigerian side, it's just more of bragging rights. Because I think they had beat them the first leg.
Uyo, we beat them in Uyo.
Yeah, they had beaten them in Uyo already. So it's more of bragging rights too for Nigeria. But
we need a point.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we don't need it. I'm just saying that they need this game more than we do. So there's probably going to be more verve coming. But do you see the way the Nigerian team is now, the way it is set up with the new people that are being brought in and with the very short time they have to train? Do you still think that same team that beat Benin Republic a few weeks ago would beat them again this time?
I'm not sure. It's going to be a walk in the park for them. I'm a very big fan of the Super Eagles, but I'm afraid, you know, they have Gennaro Raw, who knows almost all the players in our team. He coached Nigeria for many years. The Benin Republic have a lot of Nigerians or people who are affiliated to Nigeria. Like their goalkeeper, he plays in Remo Stars, you understand, you know. So there's a lot of things that will
But this was the same Gennaro Raw that they beat a few weeks ago. Yes,
you beat them on your own turf. Now you are going to their own turf. Even if they're taking you to Benin Republic, they're taking you to Abidjan to play the game. It's they are at home. You are not at home in Abidjan. You understand? So I'm just worried that if we approach it like, oh, don't worry, it's Benin, we'll be shocked. This countries like Benin and Togo, they've been known, you know, to show Nigeria pepper in the past, and now that they even have a raw angle to it. Now that Nigeria is also struggling with one or two injuries here and there, especially in the back, you know. But again, the uncertainty of the coach situation, you know, his interim coach, this and that, all of those things will come in. Nigeria didn't play the last time. Nigeria spent time at the airport. They didn't even make it to the stadium.
To the stadium and all that.
So all of these things, and you know, limited time, they're only going to train at least twice with the full strength of the team. You know, maximum 3. But the way I see it, it's going to be a tough game. But
with everybody that is there,
if it's going to be a tough game, the way I see it, and it's my opinion that I'm putting out.
Yeah.
And if they set up the way we want it, we should still win.
Okay. Anyway, on that note, that is all we able to take today on the bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of the Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.